What's going on? So I am making this video for just a reason. I put on the formal attire to prove that I own more than one shirt. I don't just own that black shirt that I wear all the time. That's just my favorite shirt. It's the most comfortable and yada, yada, yada. Now, like the title says, R3dbeard Podcast. And this is something that I kind of strategized, I guess you could say. But what I want to do, because I am obviously still new. Nobody knows who I am. So maybe this will help bring an audience or something. I don't know. But all the stuff that I talk about in all my other videos, I'm going to make it like a podcast and then break those down into maybe some shorts or something like that. And what I want to do is just do exactly what I'm doing, just different. I'm going to kind of make a list and put it at the beginning of the video of like points that I'm going to talk about throughout the podcast. And then we'll do like a deep dive into it, whether that be anywhere from gaming to anime to conspiracies, government tomfoolery, to just stuff. I don't know. Some cringe stuff, some goofy things, silly topics, news, whatever I kind of just thinking about that day, and we'll do a little bit of a kind of a deep dive into that subject. What I'm hoping is that it will kind of bring an audience in a way, because it seems like the podcast thing is kind of in right now. And doing that, maybe we can help each other out. Like I've said in some of my other videos, I do go through mental issues. And so I would love to have like an outreach for that with my followers or subs to kind of chat and see if we can help each other, kind of point each other in the right direction, keep each other accountable, and let you guys kind of take the wheel on the podcast and kind of direct me on what topics you guys want to talk about. Help me to come up with different things to talk about, or if you guys see something interesting, just let me know. Hey, I saw this video, it was kind of goofy, what do you think? Or hey, I saw this on the news, what do you think? And maybe we can find some truth or some funny stuff to kind of laugh with each other, to kind of just hang out. Yeah, that's my biggest thing, is that I just want like a hangout, you know what I mean? Me personally, in my personal life, I am pretty antisocial. I am quite the homebody. I go to work, I come home. I love being at home. I love being with my wife, my kids. But I don't socialize that much. But on here, it's different. I'm looking at a camera, and when people comment or whatever, it's like reading a text. That's fine with me, and I enjoy that. And the people that, and I don't know, it could help me out. It could help you out. Something, I don't know. But the biggest thing that I want to do, like the biggest outcome that I'm hoping with this, I have no dreams of grandeur. I have no dreams of being the next Asmongold or Steve Crowder or Hodge Twins or Critical. I don't have any dreams of being that, because I don't think that's in the cards for me. I'm just being realistic. But if I could just have a small community and just kind of bounce ideas off each other, kind of hold each other accountable as far as issues that they're going through, or even just have fun. Just have fun, hang out, chat. If you're ever in the area, if I'm ever in your area, meet up, say hi, whatever. But that's my biggest thing. I enjoy doing this. I do. I mean, I only have like 40 videos on Rumble and YouTube combined, or not combined, but each. I'm not really getting any traction, which doesn't really bother me that much because I know that it's all a game of luck and it's all a game of chance. I actually enjoy making these videos. I enjoy making the gaming content. I enjoy making this content. I enjoy the whole editing process, learning all of that. I think I'm getting a little bit better every time I do a video now, with the editing and just kind of sanding off my rough edges, if you will. I think I'm getting better. I think that it can only get better. You know what I mean? I am enjoying doing this. I am having fun doing this. I almost kind of lost passion in my 9 to 5. I've been doing it for the last 15 years, and my body hurts all the time. In previous videos, I talked about what I've done, and one of them is called "Don't Make My Mistake" or something like that. I don't regret doing what I do. I don't, and I really had a passion for it. I'm good at it. I'm not big headed. I usually don't gloat, but as far as what I do for a living, I think I'm really good at it, and I can back it up. But over the years, keep messing with this hat. It is what it is. But over the last like 15 years of doing it, I'm having a lot of pain in my bodies, my shoulders, my back. I'm actually off work a few days because I hurt my back. That this is kind of a rabbit hole, so I'm sorry. I do that. I will start talking about one thing and then kind of dive into a rabbit hole, and then eventually I'll make my way back. We just have to go through that little journey first. But what I love is what I've been putting on this channel, and it's conspiracies. I absolutely love them. I am a anime schoolgirl when it comes to conspiracies. I get it semi-chub. It's fun. I love them. I love doing deep dives into the most bizarre, crazy conspiracy theories like flat Earth and the moon landing hoax. And I absolutely love conspiracy theories that ultimately become true, like the government conspiracy theories that I've already made videos on, as far as MK Ultra and stuff like that. The war ones, Vietnam, World War II, 9/11. 9/11 is a little touchy because there's so many different variations of the conspiracy theory for 9/11, but the one that I believe, because it's kind of evidence that it's true, is that we had knowledge of it, just like World War II, Vietnam. Again, going through a rabbit hole. Just go watch those videos, and maybe I'll rehash them for the podcast. Now, the podcast is probably going to be a few days a week. I'm trying to think, maybe God knows. I want to set a schedule so that way it's consistent. But during the week, maybe a Tuesday, Thursday thing. But the weekends, it'll be Saturday and Sunday. The Sunday podcast will probably be more on the lines of mental health and my religious beliefs. Now, I am no saint. I'm not. I have a mouth of a sewer rat. I have a very cringe, crazy, just dark humor brain, but I do have faith. I am a Christian. I do believe in Jesus. I do believe in God. And I've studied enough scripture. I've read the Bible and I've studied the scripture long enough and taken different devotional classes to really understand my faith. I believe that I am broken. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I am completely just broken. Again, the way I talk, the way I think is not good. However, it used to be worse. And through faith, I am saved. But it doesn't make it okay for the way that I think and talk. Does that make sense? So I want to do kind of like a Sunday Christianity kind of podcast. That'll be Sundays. Saturdays, all the other podcasts, whatever I kind of want to do. And then if people start watching and following and commenting and everything, and they give, hey, what about this? What about that? You guys give me topics that you guys want me to talk about, and we'll go back and forth. That's what I ultimately want. I want more or less a conversation. You guys kind of pick the topics, and then I'll talk about them later on. And it might be pretty quick that I do this part. I might do like a Patreon where it'll be dirt $1 or $2 a month. I don't know how Patreon works. I still have to go over there. That we could set up something to where you can talk to me directly, and we can figure out. I can help you as best I can with whatever issues, but we can also talk about subjects that you guys want to talk about or want to debate about, or whatever the case may be. Like I've said on other videos, I would love to debate a liberal as a not just for content, but just because I want to debate a liberal. I really do. I'm very, very open to doing that. But the biggest thing is that I need it to be a calm debate. That means that if you disagree, you don't start yelling and screaming and calling names and throwing Nazi and racist and all this shit out. I don't know if that exists. Every person that I've ever talked to that was on that side, and there's not that many that I've talked to. I mean, I don't find them just in the wild. But like I said, I'm antisocial. But the ones that I have talked to, that is what they do. They just, as soon as you say something that they don't agree with, they yell, scream, cuss, call you names, and run away. There's nothing there. There's no fruit to get. And I wholeheartedly believe that if a society stops talking, if a society stops debating and talking to each other and having disagreements and finding common ground, the society ceases to exist. And we're kind of seeing that happen right now. I cannot remember who coined that paraphrase that I did, but it is happening very, very quickly right now. It's been happening for like the last decade, but it's getting worse and worse and worse to where it is such a battle between left and right, between ideology, that nobody cares to even listen, let alone talk, without just resulting into name calling and yelling and the things of that nature. So that's I would love to do that. But again, rabbit hole. Just go with me. We'll circle back to the main point eventually. The Patreon will be basically a way for you guys to kind of give me comment. Well, I mean, it'll be on the comments on the videos too. I don't know. If later on in the future, if I get a little bit of a following and maybe I'll make merch. I don't know. I don't know. This is all new to me. I'm just a goober doing goober stuff. Sorry, I had a mosquito bite. But the biggest takeaway is that, eventually, if it does start getting a little bit of an audience, and even if it doesn't, it'll just be a little bit longer until I do this. But if it does start getting an audience, starts trickling in some money, I will do live. I want to do live. If you see a couple videos back, I attempted to do a live stream. I made this big announcement that I was going to do some Twitch streams and Rumble streams. And I attempted it with my Legend of Dragoon LPs. and it fell apart immediately. I was really retarded and didn't click the audio, so you just had me talking. The gaming audio was not even there, but you wouldn't even know that because the entire like 10 minutes that I was streaming before I just shut it down, the entire thing lagged. It was horrific content. That's just dog crap. And I remember watching the chat box, and it was like 1, 2, 3 views. You know, a couple people were actually watching, and then just shut out. And it wasn't until I was editing it later, because it started glitching like on my screen, like it started kind of lagging, and I was like, man, okay, something's going wrong. Let's just end the stream. And then I was watching the video back, and it was dog shit. So, with that said, I want to build my own computer. I've never built a computer. I've been around computers my whole life. I'm an early age millennial, so I was raised off technology and on technology, like every single early age 80s babies, basically. So I want to build my own computer and spec it to everything that I want. And I've been watching a shitload of videos, and I've been reading a lot of different things about what's good, what's a good GPU, what's a good video card, what's a good setup, and all this stuff. And I have a plan. It's just going to take funding. And once I get the funding, I'll make videos on building it like step for step, because this is going to be my very first one. And I want to let's see if it works. That's my biggest thing. For a living, I am a diesel mechanic, so I love to make things. I love to fix things. I love to build things. And I have been getting more and more into computers and technology, because that is the future. And I'm not going to be left behind. I don't want to be left behind. I love to learn. I love to evolve. And so what I want to do is build my own computer to what I want, and it's going to be it'll be good enough to stream, it'll be good enough to game and stream, it'll be great. I just have to have funding to do it. So whether that's because I'm making money on these videos, the podcast or whatever, or it's just me saving money to start slowly buying the stuff, and then once I get everything, I make the videos on how to build it or how I'm building it, and then how to set it all up and everything like that. Once that happens, I will do most of my podcast live streaming, so that way we can have instant chatter. And then at that point, we'll work on whatever else. You know, if you guys want merch, if you guys want anything like that. Now, as far as like the thumbnails and stuff like that I'm using, you'll all notice, for the most part, the thumbnails are all the same look. They're just different areas. So like you'll have, and they're all chat GPT. What I did was I put in R3dbeard anime cyberpunk or anime R3dbeard podcast or whatever the case may be. And then it spits that out. And that's how I kind of get my thumbnails, a little behind the scenes secret, if you will. I don't know. And who knows, that might not even be like legal. I don't fucking know. All I know is YouTube has not copyright those, but they copyright like everything. If scratching my mosquito bite earlier, it's probably going to be copyright for that. It's like, hey, mosquito bites, the mosquitoes copyright your video because you showed their bite on your arm. So for now, I am making like the videos. I'm making 2 videos per video. I'm making a Rumble video that is like unedited, has whatever I want in it. As far like, for instance, the Moonrise review. It's got small clips of the show to show like how beautiful that show is, and it's got the theme kind of underlaid near the end when I talk about the music in the show. I do that because I want you guys to get a visual and an audio of what I'm reviewing. The bad thing is, the 2 times I attempted to do that on YouTube, even though I tagged and put in the comment, like the description, like this is the person who made this. Like, I put in what I think is all the information they need, like giving credit, sourcing everything. They still flag it and they still say nope, can't have it. So it sucks that on YouTube you can only see my face the whole time, but on Rumble I can kind of give you a little bit better stuff to look at than my face. But that it is what it is. So the podcast is probably going to be, it'll be a lot more organized than this. I'm going off rip on this one during the podcast. I'm not going to read a script or anything like that. I don't believe in that. I think I am more on the lines of being genuine, being who I am. I'm not going to be fucking fake I'm not going to be fake. That's stupid. I'm going to be who I am. That's the only person that I know how to be. That's the only person I want to be. I'm not a fake person. I am what I am, good or bad, but I'm going to be authentic. And I'm not going to read a script. This one is very kind of disorganized because I'm just kind of going off rip. But I will say, like, in the actual podcast, like number 1, because this is number 0, so number 1, and then for there on, I will have probably like bullet points of the just topic. Like, I want to talk about these 3 topics. Jeez, can't see. I want to talk about these 3 topics during this episode. So that's probably all I will have. I'll probably have like that topic, maybe a couple bullets of stuff I want to hit, so I make sure I don't miss anything, and I try to limit the rabbit holes I wander down in my brain. But yeah, that's about it for this. So we'll start that like probably Saturday, maybe. I mean, it's Mother's Day weekend, so I don't know when I'll start it, but we'll go from there. So let me know what you think. Comment, like, share, whatever, and we'll go from there. See ya.